They tell us they've seen war-torn regions that look better than this. I want to give you a better idea because I feel like it's not going to do it justice just showing you it. This is a piece of road. It's been swept over here because we've seen such strong floodwaters. Today we've seen mud, human feces, sewage, all the way up to people's waists. Cars stuck in it. We've seen cars flipped over, sheds swept down river, people's homes torn to shreds, trailers set down hundreds of feet from where they were before. We spoke to a family just a few moments ago, the Campuses. They were wonderful. They have 4 children. They're homeless now. They don't have their home anymore. They've set up a shower where their home used to be. They're living in a retirement home where the mother is working. They don't know what to tell their children.
I've lived here for 76 years, and this is the worst flood I've seen.
Tuesday, men, women, and families stared at swollen rivers and scattered debris. The closer to the French Broad and Swannanoa rivers, the more people's livelihoods, homes, maybe even lives had been swept away. The River Arts District, a distant memory. The Biltmore Village, waiting to build back. Desperate people wandered Asheville in a daze.
It's scary. It's zombie land here. Never expected being so high up that such a catastrophe would occur.
As the water receded, help trickled in. City workers and volunteers poured drinkable water into everything from bottles to buckets, meeting chaos
Come on to the water fountain.
with kindness.
Everywhere you look, people are, lending a hand.
And just across the way,
Do you want cheesecake? Do you want a salad?
Twisted Laurel fed neighbors' stomachs and souls.
And we're just trying to feed as many people as we possibly can before the food rots.
They fed hundreds in just 2 days, giving out the food for free to anyone who came by, none of which had power or running water.
This is the first hot meal a lot of people have had in 3 days. They've been eating peanut butter and jelly and, so yeah, just it warms my heart. When I got home last night, I was like, all right, we did a lot of good. We could do even more tomorrow.
That homegrown help, feeding the hope that one day this will be over and Asheville will be stronger than ever. Good morning, Destiny. Good morning, Aaron. We're getting to that time where we're having to spread our stance so that we can stay strong as the winds are coming through. Can't stand up straight like this. No, sir. We're going to have to do a lunge. Let's take a look at some of the wind we're seeing behind us over here. You can see some of the trees getting battered around behind us. The rain is coming in like there's no tomorrow. We're seeing the wind go across the pathways right now. Now, this is a street that's been shut down, and it's been shut down for very good reason. I'm going to show you exactly with our handy dandy flashlight here. Let's take a look. Oh, just over the bridge. Yep, that water is not normally that high. You're right. The water's normally about a foot high here on the Reedy River. This is nearly 11 feet high. When Hurricane Helene hit, it devastated parts of western North Carolina. Now, 2 months later to the day, community members are coming together not just to make sure this is a Merry Christmas, but to make sure it's a normal one.
Welcome to the farm. We're glad to have you.
Things are bright and busy here at Boyd Mountain Christmas Tree Farm, but workers worried that might not be the case.
An added responsibility of really being on the horn and being on social media, being on the internet, letting people know that they can get here.
North Carolina is the second biggest Christmas tree grower in the country and home to the Cadillac of Christmas trees, the Fraser Fir.
It smells like those candles.
This time of year is the tree farm's Super Bowl.
When I started here, we did 2,500 trees in about 2 months, and we were open 7 days a week. And now we're open about 8 days, and we do about 7,000 trees in 8 days.
The trend has held, with families making memories. While the Masellas picked out their Christmas tree, 2-year-old Raven picked up her new obsession, sticks. David and Nikki say they were coming here come holidays or high water.
About to load up a bunch of gas cans and just make my way out here because we had no idea of the situation.
You want to go get that hot cocoa?
And they weren't the only ones.
It's a good place for us to come up and get a little bit of time away from the rat race and enjoy some time together.
We got a lot of folks from your area, Atlanta, Tennessee, and they're still able to get here even though the 40 shut down.
Looking at the farm now, you wouldn't know it lost important equipment and hundreds of trees.
Things are opening up though, things are getting better a little bit every day.
Especially this year, normalcy is important.
When people come to Boyd Mountain Christmas Tree Farm, they're coming to get a Christmas tree, but they're also coming to Haywood County. They're going to visit the shops, they're going to eat in our restaurants. It affects everybody.
As families filed out, Fraser furs strapped to their roofs, memories warm in their minds. Recovery continues as Haywood County and Western North Carolina close in on the merry, normal Christmas it deserves. In Waynesville, I'm Peyton Furtado. WYFF News 4. Nigel and Carol, yeah, even if you don't drive a motorcycle like me, you still have a responsibility to be looking out for other people on the roads and to be making smart decisions while you're out there. The River Arts District. Not only is this a massive tourism draw here in Asheville, it's also home to hundreds of artists and hospitality workers alike. And if you look behind me, it's still suffering from the massive damage Hurricane Helene ripped through the area.
I was just watching the art and the paint supplies and wine and beer and shipping containers that were businesses come down the river.
In a flash, floodwaters swept away entire livelihoods.
Anyway, that's all gone.
It's all gone.
Yeah, it's all gone.
Nearly 2 months later, Asheville businesses are rebuilding. Some living on donations, other business avenues, and a prayer.
We haven't seen any insurance proceeds yet, so we're really just kind of scraping by right now.
While some are scraping by, others are starting from scratch. This used to be the Asheville Tea Company.
You'd walk in and on any given day, it was like smelling like lavender or cloves or like chai.
Now it's shattered foundation caked in mud, no tea in sight. The owner, Jessie Dean, says they're hoping to rebuild, but she's afraid.
A lot of fear that businesses are going to close, which are so integral to the heart and soul and magic of Asheville.
There is a cloudy lining to this brutal flood. Businesses have banded together, community members and nearby neighbors are donating, and grants are starting to come in.
So we've heard places reopening as early as the spring, so that's less than a year from now. And I think a year from now, a lot of the southern part of the district closer to the river, I think we're going to see a lot of it open.
The key to survival? Government assistance, donations, and shopping locally.
I mean, it's what's going to save our businesses.
So even though the River Arts District doesn't look like this anymore, there are still a lot of businesses thriving, working in normal business hours. You can come out and support any of these businesses. We'll have more information on how you can do that on WYFF4.com. In Asheville, I'm Peyton Furtado, WYFF News 4. Good afternoon, Nigel and Carol. I'm going to take a step out of the way because I want you to see exactly what I'm seeing from right here. I promise you there's a mountain behind that. That's thick smoke rolling into the Table Rock State Fire and that Persimmons Ridge fire that we were talking about earlier. Now that Persimmons fire, that's at about 314 acres, 0% contained at this point. Table Rock, that's just shy of 1,100 acres burned at this point. And with the roads busier this time of year, more dangerous, we decided to speak with some experts about how you can stay safe. Ready to go? Let's do it. A mother and a wife, Christina's lived in the upstate most of her life. Like 15 to 20% of women, before she had her first child, she miscarried.
I want my daughter to be able to be a big sister.
They were thrilled when their test came back positive last year, picking out baby names, telling the family. But at their 9-week appointment,
I found out that my pregnancy stopped growing at 6 weeks and was non-viable. I was devastated. We were so excited to be pregnant.
Her body didn't respond like it did to her first miscarriage. She says this time she needed a D&C, a common procedure to remove the uterus's contents.
I was already carrying dead fetal tissue inside of me for 3 weeks, and my body was not passing the pregnancy on its own.
According to South Carolina's heartbeat bill passed into law in 2023, abortion means the act of using or prescribing anything with the intent to terminate a clinically diagnosable pregnancy. Removal of a dead unborn child is not considered an abortion under law.
My pregnancy is not viable. That should qualify. But my doctor said because of the bill, I was going to have to wait 11 days for a second ultrasound.
She was left to wait, told by her doctor because of the fetal heartbeat bill.
They run the risk of a $10,000 fine, jail time, and losing their medical license. So it's causing our medical providers to have to take pause.
We've had a miscarriage. It's a very emotional and personal experience. And frankly, that doctor made a mistake.
South Carolina Senator Josh Kimbrell helped draft the heartbeat bill and says this was never the intent.
Barring some extenuating circumstance like the life of the mother, like her having been raped or something of that nature, or having a miscarriage like you've just described, then we would support protecting the child in the womb.
Christine said after carrying dead tissue for so long, she couldn't find a doctor nearby to help fast enough.
And I knew the longer I waited, I ran the risk of infection, sepsis, my future fertility, and even my life.
She traveled to Virginia, one of the closest clinics that could help, armed with her daughter's stuffed animal and paying $3,000 out of pocket.
All I could think about was her and coming home to her because I missed her a lot. And I was so happy to see her when I came back.
When we spoke with state senators from our region about this, they seemed surprised.
I'll write a letter to the Department of Health and have them clarify to every hospital system in the state and every OBGYN provider that what just happened in the case you share with me today should never happen.
The best way she knew how.
Our Peyton Furtado has the story of an American spy and an upstate hero.
She's definitely a patriot and a pioneer woman.
Dicey Langston was no ordinary upstate girl. She spied for the U.S. during the American Revolutionary War.
She would ride around on her horse, and neighbors and all, and she'd pick up on information. And they didn't think she was paying any attention to them.
This teen had a big impact on our history. Without her,
we would not be Americans, we would be English subjects.
One day, Langston overheard the Tories planning to attack her brother's camp, miles downstream. They say the Erie River was flooded the night that Dicey raced to go tell her brothers and his camp. Now, this teen had to cross through chest-deep waters before these British soldiers struck. She ended up saving hundreds of lives. The story goes British soldiers tracked her down and threatened her father.
He pulled a gun and raised it up to shoot him, and Dicey plunged herself between the officer and her daddy and said, if you shoot him, the bullet must pass through me first.
Ever loyal, Langston put her life on the line again and again.
They wasn't real happy about that, I don't reckon. One of them actually pulled a gun on her this time. It was going to shoot her, and she just throwed her shawl back. She said, just go ahead, kill me. Said, I'm not going to tell you nothing.
Born in Lawrence County, she later moved. And you can still see the remnants of Dicey Langston here in Travelers Rest. In the front yard, a monument. In the backyard, the land where her home used to be. Dicey's family still stretches across the upstate.
I'm a 5th great-grandson. Proud of it.
5th generation granddaughter. I'm 4th.
I'm 6th. The leftover Langston brood are working to honor her memory with a statue in downtown Travelers Rest. They're a little short on funding.
It's real expensive.
They hope the bronze statue cements this upstate hero's place in history.
We should never forget Dicey. We should never forget that she lived and that she took so many chances at her own risk.
Remembering the men and the women who fought for freedom. In Travelers Rest, Peyton Furtado, WYFF News 4. Absolutely, Carol. You saw Kirk over at Iron Horse Motorcycle Attorneys. He mentioned taking a safety class like one of the ones offered here at Harley-Davidson can be really helpful. He also goes to empty parking lots and practices emergency braking just in case you need to, in case of an emergency. He also recommends having insurance as a motorcyclist up to $100,000. Live in Greenville County, I'm Peyton Furtado, WYFF News 4.